Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video, nice simple one, how to completely reset the CMOS or BIOS on your motherboard. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so today we've got a really simple one, how to reset the CMOS on your motherboard. So if you've bought possibly a used motherboard, such as this one, or maybe you're changing your RAM for a different speed, CAS latency, all that kind of stuff, then it's really important to reset your BIOS before you install the RAM. Reason being is because with AMD systems and Intel systems to some extent, when they reboot for the first time, they do what is called memory training. So this goes through and tries different speed settings on your RAM. Therefore, you can get the best settings out of your system. So what do you need to actually perform this task? Well, actually, you don't need a great deal. And there's some things which you may find optional. Also, if you're having issues with your system, maybe you're rebooting and every time you reboot, the system clock resets to like a default time, or the time is slipping for some reason. Maybe you're losing a few minutes here and there. Sometimes that can be down to the BIOS battery just not having enough charge in it. Now the BIOS battery itself is a simple thing. It's a 3-volt battery, which is normally a CR2032 battery, which you can see from the B-roll there. These are really easy to get on the market. We'll leave some affiliated links in the video description if you want to pick up a pack. Always nice to keep a few sets just in case you ever need them. So what are you going to need to actually remove it? Well, actually, in theory, you don't really need a great deal. You can do it pretty easily, just with your fingers if you wanted to, but you can use tools if you're finding it a little bit difficult to actually get into where the BIOS battery is. On this particular board, it's situated in a really nice place towards the bottom here. So if we did have a graphics card installed, we can still gain pretty easy access to it. So if you haven't got easy access to it, or if you can't quite get your fingers to it, then there's some things you can use. Now, ideally, because of obviously there are other components and other things in here which are potentially conductive, then it's best if you can to use something which is plastic or non-conductive. So something like a guitar pluck, a spludger tool, or even something as simple as a wooden toothpick. These kind of things are absolutely perfect. A lot of people will also, for the sake of simplicity and to reduce the amount of things they need on their desk, will use just a standard flat-headed screwdriver. Now this works in two ways because you can also remove the battery and also you can use the metal end of the screwdriver to actually reset the CMOS as well. Taking the battery out alone doesn't always completely reset the CMOS or the BIOS. So there's some other things you need to do as well in order to do that, as we'll go through as we go through the process. So the first thing to do is to actually locate your BIOS battery and also the CMOS reset jumper. Now on this board, it's pretty straightforward again. So we've got the BIOS battery just here, and just next to it, the two pins which say JBAT or JBAT1. Your board may differ, but that is the two things that you really need to try and locate. So the battery itself is actually held in a kind of like a clamp mechanism. So there is a metal component to it, which is actually on the side, and also there's a plastic component which is on the other side, which holds the battery in place on the other side. So in order to remove it, now I'm going to use a screwdriver for simplicity's sake. All you need to do is to push the metal bar away from the battery, and you should find that the battery just pops out of its own accord. Now obviously if this is on a flat surface, it may just raise up slightly, in which case you'll need to manually pull it out with your fingers. But if we just push the bar across a little bit, you should find the battery pops out pretty easily. So that's the first part of it done, and at this point you can either choose to kind of clean the battery if it's a little bit dirty or something, or replace it with a brand new fresh battery. That's probably the preferable way of doing it. Now whilst you've got the battery out, there's other things you can do to actually make sure the CMOS is fully reset. Now the first of which is to short out the actual jumper for the CMOS. So again, we're going to use our flat-headed screwdriver because this does need to be conductive for this particular task. And all we need to do is to short out the two pins on the board. So just hold the screwdriver over the two pins and that should clear it. Now obviously, if this is actually in a PC, make sure that you've got your mains power cable disconnected and possibly the power supply switched off if you can't remove the cable. Another thing to do to make sure that the system is fully discharged is, whilst it's in the off position, go to the power button on your PC and press and hold it for the count of 10 seconds. This should discharge any of the residual current in the system. So at this point, we should find that our CMOS or BIOS is completely reset and back to its factory defaults. So now all we need to do is to do the reverse. So get the battery. When you put the battery in, aim towards the plastic clips on this side first of all, and just put it in, and you can probably just lean it on top and you'll find that one end is slightly pushed up. This is where we push down to actually get it to clamp in. So gently push it down and you should find it snaps into place or pops into place, and the metal bracket will hold the battery in place. So now this has given fresh power to the BIOS and has woken it back up. So now you can go back in, build up the rest of your PC, or just turn your PC back on if you've still got it built, and then you can go straight in and adjust the settings in your BIOS, or you can get the memory to train itself on those AMD and Intel systems. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If it has, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and if you like this kind of content, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the chime icon and you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.